guys. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. My name is Chris. This is
I'm
Lucinda,
Lucinda.
and we're dialing in from Johannesburg. And tonight is the 10th of July, 2025. And we're going to be talking about contacting your prospects effectively. And I touched just now on having a book of writing everything down, and this is kind of like it's like a working name list, which is something that we're going to be covering in the training tonight. But what got me wanting to talk about what we're going to talk about tonight? As all you guys know, the last month we've been doing quite a lot of extensive training on the compensation plan 2.0, which is coming up, which is really, really exciting. But during the process, I mean, we're only talking 6 weeks down the line. So everything carries on as per normal. Everything carries on as per normal. We carry on doing the daily activities. And, you know, when it comes to the comp plan, I was talking to somebody earlier on today that, you know, it's not a massive change. We're talking about an enhancement, which is going to come, and it's going to be really exciting when it happens. But in the meantime, we've covered quite a lot. There's a lot in the education side.
We've just done the link tree with Emily Barr's 7 parts. So that's a really nice reference to use as a resource, as a standalone. So that was shared on the groups earlier. So if you have any questions or anything, refer back to that. Listen to how she explains it. Listen to examples that she gives. It's really powerful.
Completely. And just opening this up, and so on the compensation plan, everybody can go and have a look there. But in the meantime, like I say, we carry on doing the basics as per normal.
And we just realized that there's still a need for a lot of basic training, right?
No, completely. But also, you know, what I wanted to mention is we can talk about the comp plan till the cows come home. We can have the best comp plan in the world. We can have the best product in the world.
Right.
That means absolutely nothing unless you are connecting with people and really doing the basics. So what we calling tonight is contacting your prospects effectively. And we're going to talk about what to say, when to say it, and how to say it. But before I jump into that, literally 10 minutes before getting onto the Zoom, I wrote this little line at the bottom there. What got your attention to join LifeWave?
Yeah.
The reason why I put that is I've had a few people of late sending me messages saying, Chris, I don't know what to send to people. I don't know what to say to people. And a few times I've gone back and said, why did you join? And they go, what do you mean? So why did you join LifeWave? And they said, because of this, because of that, because of that. I said, well, go back and have a look at what was sent to you that got your attention to make you join. Because obviously your person who signed you up did something right to have you become part of LifeWave. So sometimes take that little step back and think, if it got your attention, why is it not going? It worked.
Yeah.
Why is it not going to get somebody else's attention?
So that's an example that you can use because it worked on you. So maybe you tweak it or you add something different and then apply it. So definitely.
All right. So let's talk on the step-by-step recipe. There's 15 points to follow here. And, you know, what we're sharing with you tonight is what Lucinda and I have been doing for the last 2.5 years.
Yeah.
We haven't changed it.
No.
And, you know, my late dad taught me something in life. He said to me, Chris, if it's not broken, don't fix it. If it's not broken, don't fix it. So this is what we've been doing, following this recipe for the last 2.5 years. And as you guys know, we've personally signed up 76 people into LifeWave.
And Chris, it is literally like a recipe, right? So in the beginning, just like when we, for instance, start baking a chocolate cake, you stick with a basic recipe, the basic ingredients, you follow step by step. You don't open the oven before it says you need to wait till the cake has risen. So in the beginning, it was very basic, right? And then as you feel confident, as you build your rapport, as your believability goes up, maybe you add different things. Like I can now confidently bake a cake with Lindt chocolate, and I know it's going to be decadent, and I can make a ganache chocolate icing. And in the beginning, I wouldn't even have considered that. Where now, the same when we do our prospecting or our recruiting, we can, with confidence and conviction, share more details or add extra things on because the winning recipe, the foundation is in place. So I hope that gives a bit of insight on how to relate back to it. So in the beginning, just do the basics, get those 100% correct, practice them to their perfect, and then add on different things that you've learned and seen that works.
Yeah, no, definitely. And also myself and Lucinda have got a group. It's just the two of us.
Yeah.
So we set up our own group, and it's called LW Recipe.
Yeah.
So everything that we're going to be showing you tonight, Lucinda and I have on our own private little group, just the two of us on WhatsApp. So all we do is we search the word recipe, and then it brings up every single one of the links. So that's how you can very quickly access it and send, access and send. A lot of people, like, if they ask me for something and I send it to them, they go, Chris, how did you get that so quickly? Because I manage everything. We've set it up like that. So everything is basically
at our fingertips.
At our fingertips. So you might want to do that with a friend or a spouse, or just create a group, and then you can access the information quickly. So going through the 15 points, I'm going to go through them one by one. Where the first one is connect with people, and that one we're going to elaborate quite a bit. Where I actually got a lot of information from ChatGPT and Meta. There is so much good information out there. There's a lot of information we know, and I had it in the right format. And what it spat back to me is basically in line with exactly what I initially put in place. And it's really certain universal principles that fall into place. So I'm going to go through them one by one, but I'm going to jump straight in, and I'm going to go into number one, called connect. Now, when it comes to connecting, let's move this out the way so we can see it properly. When we're talking about connecting with a friend before prospecting them for your business or opportunity is absolutely crucial. Here's some of the pointers on connecting with a person first. But this is something that's very important, and I always smile when I talk about this. Don't forget to say hello. Don't forget to say hello to your prospect. Before I go through these 10 reminders, I always talk about just being human.
Yeah.
Be human, be yourself. And what I'm going to quickly share with you now is not something that's happened once or twice or three times. What I'm going to share now, I've probably picked up. You've
seen it a couple of times.
10, 15 times over the last 2.5 years, where we connecting with people. And this is when we've gone on our road trips and we do coffee meetings with people and we chatting one-on-one with people. And, we unpack things with people and say, what are you battling with? What can we help you with? What are the obstacles you're coming up against? And we had a lot of people saying, well, you know what, I've sent like 50 messages to people and not one person has replied. And then I look at Lucinda and I think that cannot be, because when you're connecting with people, we're talking about human interactions. Those types of numbers are actually impossible that nobody reacts at all. And then a lot of times I do it very politely and diplomatically. I kind of go, well, give me your phone and show me what you've sent to people. And they'll either be sending like a video clip, or sending an invite for a presentation, or an invite for a Zoom, or whatever it is. And I'll say, take me to all the contacts that you sent, and I'll go through it, and I'll have a look, and I look back in the date and the person that they haven't spoken in over a year, And all they've sent was the invite to the Zoom. No hello, no how are you doing, no long time no speak, not I'd like to send you information about a new technology called X39, nothing. Just the picture of an invite, and they haven't spoken to this person for a year.
And I think often it's quite innocently done. We're just so excited, right? And we just want to get this news to everybody and tell them about the technology. And it just maybe eludes us that we need to go one step back and just build those connections, start that conversation, and rekindle the friendship.
That's it. So that's why we do these types of trainings, is kind of like you might be sitting on the call right now, kind of going, oh my goodness, I think I've done it a little bit wrong. There's no right and wrong way. You can always tweak and adjust as you moving forward. But on the connection side is, don't forget to say hello first. So let's go straight there. There's 10 points that we're going to quickly cover under connect. Number 1, reach out and catch up. Reach out and catch up. Send a message or make a call to simply catch up and ask about their life, their family, and their interests.
Like I said, rekindle, you need to reestablish the relationship, you need to communicate, just like normal human beings. Like you said, be human. Just make that connection again, build that relationship of a conversation that can eventually lead into more. Yeah.
Then number 2, show genuine interest. Listen actively and show genuine interest in their response. Yeah, I don't know if you guys remember George at the convention a month ago, and also in a couple of Zoom calls, you've always heard George talking about listening to the echo. So when you're talking to a person, you're asking a question, you're chatting, genuinely listen to their response and listen to what they're saying. Because I don't think there's anything worse than, I'm sure everybody can relate to it, that it is sitting on the call right now, that you've had coffee with somebody and you're chatting to a friend and you've asked them a question, or you're chatting about something, right? So they've asked you a question and then you're talking about it. And then like halfway through the conversation, they've drifted off. They actually, there's nothing worse than this. When somebody's actually talking and they pick up the phone and start actually playing with their phone, talking to you. I think that is very rude. This, when I'm with people, a lot of times I put my phone upside down because
focus needs to be on them.
There's a book by Eckhart Tolle called The Power of Now. Yeah. And it's so important that when you're with a person, you're there in that bubble with them.
In the moment.
In the moment. Number 3, find common ground. Look for shared experiences, hobbies, or interests to build a connection. We're talking about building rapport.
Yeah, just connecting those dots and having a mutual point of interest.
So, in other words, if your friend or family member or your acquaintance, say you guys enjoy watching Formula One together, as an example, maybe you've watched a few races together. Talk about what's happening with the leadership standings now, sport, rugby, cricket, whatever it is, just talking about something on a common ground and being human.
Yeah, something relevant.
Number 4, offer support or help. If they're going through a challenging time, offer support or help in any way you can. Be aware of your surroundings. Now, this one over here, I'm going to give you guys a real life example. I don't know if you've seen on the group. There's a guy by the name of Paul Buerta that had became manager. He became manager a week and a half ago. He lives in Cape Town. Paul is like a Jack Russell with 4 tails. A very busy body. Okay?
Super excited about it.
Super excited. But let me tell you, when we're talking about offering support in any way that you can. The last time I spoke to Paul, previous to me contacting with him, was about 5 years ago. We were busy on another project, and we hadn't spoken to each other, even online on Facebook for 4 years. For 4 years, hadn't spoken. And what happened is I haven't even seen a Facebook post from Paul in like 4 years. Now, listen to this. Lucinda and I, we are in Coffee Bay in December, taking a little break and trying to take a break. And I'm just quickly checking my Facebook, and I see on my feed from Paul Buerta, and I thought, oh my goodness, I didn't even know Paul was still alive. I haven't seen anything of him in 4 years. And it was Christmas Eve, and I was sitting with Lucinda, and I showed her the message of Paul. Paul was saying Happy Christmas to everybody, but I could feel the anger coming through. And he said, I hope everybody has a shitty Christmas while I sit here and suffer when that bastard drove into me 2 years ago when he was drunk, paralyzed me, put me in hospital. And Paul explained the story while, Paul nearly died. He was in intensive care. He was in hospital for 6 months. He's been in a wheelchair, and he showed a picture of his walker, and I could feel the frustration. And what I did was I just reached out to Paul, guys. I reached out to him and I said, Paul, you might not remember me. I'm Chris. We haven't spoken in like 4 years. I've seen your message, and I just want to say I'm really sorry to hear what happened to you. I feel I need to connect with you because I've got something that I believe can help you. Let me know if you're interested. That's it. That's it. I didn't worry whether Paul was going to say yes or no or interact or anything. I had no expectation on the outcome. 4 days later, Paul sent me a message.
And that's also what I wanted to bring up from a previous slide. So if you reach out to a person and they don't respond immediately, just relate back to your own life. Life is busy, life is full, things happen. So just give them enough time, like we said, 4 days later. And had we given up by day one, we have to just wait. And even if he didn't reply, we would have gone in and sent another message.
Correct. Mm-hmm. And then Paul came back to me and said, wow, this looks very interesting. What did I do? Guys, the recipe that I'm going to share with you now is exactly what I followed with Paul. And then in between all of the interaction, Paul came to me and said, is there perhaps a business attached to this? So, and here's Paul. He's been going through a bit of a healing process, and Paul is ready to rock and roll in Cape Town. I just wanted to share that quick story. Number 5, share a personal update. Share a personal update or story to help them feel more connected to you. Guys, we're all going through things in our lives. We might be achieving certain things. You might have moved into a new home. You might have got a promotion at work. You might have just got married, or you might have just had a child or something like that. Sharing, keeping it real, guys.
Just, authentic and real. Yeah.
Number 6, keep it casual. Keep the initial connection casual and avoid jumping into business talk. Don't sell. Don't sell.
You're just building a relationship at this moment, right? Just opening the communication and getting the ball rolling.
That's it. And it's so funny, when people get involved in LifeWave and they kind of say, yeah, but I can't sell. I say that is brilliant. You're going to absolutely love LifeWave, because with LifeWave, it's the complete opposite to selling.
Yeah.
We share.
That's like the example I always use, where I come from sales, and making a sale was the main focus of my business, and how I had to learn to unsell.
Yes, in the beginning, guys. Yes. I'm sure Lucinda won't mind me saying it.
No.
I would call her out all the time. I'd hear her on a call, and she was getting nowhere. And every time I said to her, stop selling. She was like, how could I not sell? We're selling a product. I said, stop selling.
Yeah.
Okay, it took 6 months.
Yeah. No, probably a little longer. And I still had that, I wanted a tangible product in my hand that I could actually physically sell. I kept going back to that as well.
Yeah. Right. Then number 7, use social media. Use social media to like, comment, or share their posts and show an interest in their online activities. I see Freeman nodding his head. Just got to be present.
And on that as well, you might get to it just now as well, but also remember, this is a beautiful way to wish somebody a happy birthday. If you see it's their birthday, you can comment, you can then reach out and start a conversation and say, long time, how are you doing? That kind of thing.
Thank you for that. 2 people that are brand partners are signed up because all I did was send them a message on Facebook. I didn't say, anything about LifeWave, nothing about anything. All I did was said, hey, hope you have an awesome day. Happy birthday. There you go.
Anything else that's relatable? Say, for instance, I'm trying to think of a quick example. Say, for instance, they're showing their kids going off to university or on holiday together. Find a way that is common ground. Maybe you went to the same holiday destination, or your kids are the same age. Something that is relatable, and that's a way to open a conversation.
Completely. And don't even talk about LifeWave. All right, number 8.
You just want to connect.
Meet in person. Always, it's so nice when you're in the same, if you can, if you're in the same area, if possible, meet in person for a coffee or casual gathering to strengthen the connection. People get to see, touch, feel, and experience the patch.
And this is also where our live events come in useful, and you guys, brand partners, really utilize on that. That's why they're there, even if it's just to reignite and be with the community.
Yeah. Maybe I'll touch on that a bit further on in the slides. And then second last one is number 9. Be authentic, guys. Be yourself.
Keep it real.
Authentic and transparent in your connection efforts. Don't go into sales mode. Going to change. Just be yourself and just share. And then lastly, number 10 under connecting is timing. Timing is everything. Consider the timing of your connection attempt. Avoid reaching out during a busy or stressful period. But there you can just use your feeling, your instinct with that one. All right, so I extended that one a little bit under connect because there's quite a few important points. I hope you got something out of that one that you can relate to. So let's just jump into my favorite, is the name list. The name list is it's an active working document.
Yeah, so there's no official start and official ending. It's forever evolving, forever changing. Names can be added at any stage as you grow and meet people, and as some things might come up in your thinking, right? So you might wake up and think of a certain person, or you saw something on Facebook and remembered that you need to connect with somebody, and they springboard something to something else. They might have mutual friends that you've met, or something that connects the dots, and then you can add that to your list.
That's it. So it's a working document, your name list. So don't make it too rigid. Because, first time when I ever heard that, thinking, oh, I'm not going to go and I'm going to do columns, it's so boring. You just get a little black book like this and you just write it as you're going along. It's a working document. So you've heard me say this many times before. Just get your A4 book, get your good old fashioned pen. There's power of the pen. You writing out your order of what you want to achieve in life, and you need to write it down. It's the same as writing your goals down. The amount of times, your dreams, if you write it down, you manifest it. Your to-do list, that type of thing.
Brain dump.
So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to cover that in the next part. All right, now, when people say, I don't know anybody, I don't know any friends, I haven't got a big circle of influence, I always use this example. I did this when we were in Madrid. Mm-hmm. We were in Madrid 3 weeks ago and doing the training, and I said to everybody, who's sitting here right now feels like they don't know enough people or they don't know anybody? Put your hands up. Oh my word, the whole room put their hands up.
Yeah.
So I said to everybody, I want everyone to take their phones out. I said, please, ladies, take the phones out of your pockets, take it out your handbags. Gentlemen, I want to see everybody's phones. Everybody had their phone up in the air. And I said, guys, what I want you to do is open up your phone and go to contacts. Now, I know on Android, you press contacts and there's 3 little lines. You click on those 3 little lines under contacts and it shows you how many people you've got.
And on Apple, you just scroll right down to the bottom of your contacts and it says there, right?
Well, they're easier. No, I don't think so. All right, Apple and Android in the house. I don't think we're ever going to get past this one. But anyway, it's okay. It's okay. We both got contacts.
Yeah.
Right. So, so I said to everybody, have a look how many contacts you got. And I asked the question, who has more contacts on your phone than you thought you had?
Yeah. Wow.
Everybody started going.
Disrupted.
They
Yeah.
disrupted for
Yeah.
2 minutes. We couldn't keep them quiet. It was quite a nice little exercise to do. So, you know what? If you're on the call now, get your phone out. Get your phone out and have a look at how many contacts. If you want to, in the chat here. Okay, we won't be able to see it. Everybody else will be able to see it. So you guys can have fun with it. We won't know because we've got the screen on. But what you can do is just type in the contacts under chat and how many people you have on your contacts. And we were sitting when we were in the UK, we were chatting to people that we were meeting for lunch, and we were talking about the same thing of not knowing any people. And I said to this lady, I said, take your phone out. How many contacts? She had 2,951 contacts on her phone. I said to her, you know what? There we go. You don't have to worry about anybody that you don't know. Just start contacting people. And this is the type of stuff we're talking about. Okay, the global average is 472 contacts that a person has on their phone.
But we've seen on average over 1,000, 2,000.
Most people have got over 1,000. Yeah, no, completely. Don't prejudge. If a person pops into your mind, just put them on the list. Go with your gut feeling. We prejudge as human beings. We instinctively do it. We leave a person off the name list because we've made up the mind for them.
Yeah.
In other words, well, he's too rich, he's too poor, he's too busy, he's too unbusy, he's this, that. We've all got this stuff in our heads.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, guys, I'll admit it. I've even done it. I think we all do it. I think everybody's sitting on this call. Freeman, I can only see you on the thing, so you're going to have to gauge with me. So, have you done it, Freeman? Have you also prejudged? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We've all done it. We've all done it.
Sure.
We're too scared, or maybe we're scared of the rejection that the person might say no.
Oh, yeah.
Or
It's definitely
there's so many different things in our head. So, but how many times have I had a person where I thought, oh my goodness, when this person signs up, it's game over. They still haven't signed up.
Yeah.
And you kind of think, this is so weird. I really thought this person would have got this. And then other people that have been a little bit nonchalant about kind of going, I wonder if they'll really be interested. And
one with it.
You kind of share the information with them, kind of going, will you get back to me? Will you don't? You're not really going to do this. They're the ones coming back going, oh my goodness, why have you taken so long to tell me? And you're going, how did that happen? What just happened there?
I think that's a way of actually doing it, like non-detached. Right.
Maybe that's what it is. It's less attachment
into it, then it almost like the outcome is irrelevant, and it almost feels like a spiritual thing. Like maybe it opens up the universe for them, and they can just experience it, and then they get into flow.
I don't know what it is. I can't explain
something
it.
That I can touch on when it comes to prejudgment for my side as well is something that I've applied is to really come from the point of saying, it's my social obligation to bring this to as many people. The people in my context is the people that I'm responsible for sharing this technology. So I need to put myself in my ego and my prejudgment out the way, and I need to at least put their name on the list. And then I need to work towards getting the message to them, whatever my prejudgment, objection, or whatever it is. So that is how
you've done well. You're getting over that nicely because you battled with that in the beginning.
Yeah.
No, Lucinda battled big time with that. And it's because as you get more conviction and belief in the company, the product and everything, you become more confident.
Yeah. And also what your main aim is. So yes, we're building a business. Yes, we want to get people in, but what is the drive at the end of the day? The drive is to get this technology into 1 billion homes fast and furiously. We want to do it in South Africa first and foremost, because we know the benefits what this can bring, and this is where our aim is. So that is the why. So the why just becomes bigger.
Of course. And you know what? Putting people before profit, that's what it is.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Then have no expectation on the outcome, which is what we touched on. And then putting in intent into each person's name. Guys, what I'm going to tell you now, you might think this is pretty crazy. Okay. I think you guys are going to enjoy this. I was chatting to, this is when we finished the convention and we went for lunch. It was myself, Lucinda, George, Dr. Ali, and Wilson, and we were having a chat. And we were talking about intent and name lists and everything. And you know what? We all know that what I've got in my hand right now is life-changing. We're talking about the word called frequency, correct? So when you're writing your name list down in your book and you're writing the person's name down, do you know what I want you to do? I want you to hold the X39 in your hand with your pen and write it down, the person's name, with the intent of the person receiving this information before you even send them a text. I know it sounds quite weird, but guys, use the X39 as your antenna.
Yeah.
This can be your little antenna of getting it out there, because I don't know about you, but when I've written a person's name down and I send them a message 2, 3 days later, but after writing it down and having an intent, they say, Chris, I was just thinking about you 2 days ago. So guys, not getting all woo-woo or anything. This is scientifically proven, because we're talking about frequency.
Ties in with the intention when you write the name list as well. And when you reach out to people, that you almost like put it out into the universe already. So now the patch is just helping you translate that.
All right. So very quickly over here, if you have a look from 1 to 100, I'm not going to go through each one of them. I will make this PDF available when I send the recording out. I'll make sure the PDF goes out as well, so you guys will have these notes as well. And they're just basically from 1 to 100. It's called a memory jogger. And I've done the ones in red, which I'll quickly touch on, 35 to 40. Mobile contacts, email contacts, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn, which is the one that's not called something anymore. It's called X. One of them are called Twitter. Twitter, yes, no Twitter anymore. Hey, yeah, that's called X. So, just those types of contacts. All right. So, next one is number 3, the personal voice note. This is a personal of mine. I enjoy most of you guys that have had interaction with me. I'm known as the voice note king. It's the only way that I'm able to speak to 100, 150 people a day. You can get the message across in 2 to 3 minutes with a personal voice note.
It's the technology that we have, and we should really embrace it as much as we can.
Of course. And at the end of the day, people can hear the emotion and the energy coming through.
Frequency.
Now, when it comes to the personal voice note, make it your own, guys. Make it your own and use your language, your personality, and your style.
Your tone, yeah.
And importantly, when you're doing a voice note, guys, 9 out of 10 times when I'm doing a voice note, I'm standing. You can ask Lucinda. I'm either walking around outside or I'm standing, because you're talking and it's opening everything up. It's the posture, and it just the frequency comes through a lot more naturally. Now, when I say make it your own and use your language and your personality, now this is something that I want you guys to remember. When we're talking about prospecting specifically, now you're going to start talking to your friend. If you call your friend dude, so for example, say Freeman and I, we've been friends for 10 years. And when I talk to Freeman, when we talk on the phone or on a message, I call him dude, and Freeman calls me dude as well. And that's why we've been talking for a decade. Now, when I send Freeman a message, I'm going to send him a message going, hey, dude, how's it going? Geez, long time no speak. How you doing? How's the kids? How's work going? We must catch up soon. It's normal. But if I turn around and go, hi, Freeman, it's Chris. Hope you're keeping well. How is the family doing? How is work going? We must catch up soon. Freeman's going to go, Chris is acting weird. Why is he acting strange? Guys, don't change.
Stay authentic.
Just be yourself. And I think this is where people kind of miss out on you. You've got to carry on being normal. So here's like my little script, right? Where it's like, hey, John, long time no speak. How you doing? This is somebody we haven't spoken to for 6 months. How are the kids doing? How's work going? We must catch up soon. The reply that you're normally going to get is, hey, Chris, it's good to hear from you. He's going to update you. The kids are doing well. Work sucks. I hate my boss. I believe there's retrenchments going. I wish there was more, less month and more money. Frustrating. I want to do something for myself. That's normally the type of thing that's going to come through. They're going to give you an update. And guys, there's a thing called reciprocity. If you ask a person, how are you doing? Guess what? They're going to ask you, How are you been keeping and what have you been up to? Now they've given you permission to tell them what you've been up to. So you can say, have you heard of X39 stem cell reactivation patches? It's a new patented technology that wakes up your dormant stem cells. A friend of mine told me about this groundbreaking technology, which is helping people with pain, arthritis, cancer, brain fog, blood pressure, diabetes, migraines, asthma, Parkinson's, strokes, neuropathy. Oh my word, the list goes on and on and on. Listen, I'm going to send you a 3-minute little clip that's going to explain the science behind how the technology works. I'm also going to send you a website. Scroll down to the bottom, a lot of cool doctors' reviews. And also, I'm going to send you a clip about what it's doing for animals. Absolutely mind blowing. Listen, take a few minutes, go through it. Let me know when you've watched it. I'm telling you now, dude, this can literally change your life. I've got to run. Chat soon. That was so, it was normal. It's the way that you speak off the cuff.
So here as well, play around with different formats, different ways of how you want to say it. I mean, also a tool that we have and that you can play around with is Meta, ChatGPT, AI. And put in there, how can I approach a person that I haven't spoken to in 2 years? They're this age, that something like that.
And then add your own personality
flavor,
and style into it.
That, tweak it, yeah.
Okay, number 4, send the 3-minute overview LifeWave clip. So
This is powerful.
This is very powerful. So this is immediately after sending your voice note. Then you send this. It's the, what do you call it? It's the 3-minute clip. It's on the toolbox. It's on the YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
There it is over there. There's the YouTube link. And we've got this in our personal chat, this link that we have under recipe. LifeWave explained professionally in 3 minutes. Then straight after that, immediately after the 3-minute overview, because you told them in the voice note, I'm going to send you doof, 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 right? You send them, this is at info.com. And you can even put in brackets there, scroll to the bottom to check out the doctor's
Something
reviews.
that I sometimes say is this website holds all the information. You can do a deep dive and find everything you need, clinical studies and whatever else, or you can just do a shallow swim. So just scan through it, go through a few videos, there's testimonies. So whatever I feel is related to this person is how I would just do a 1 or 2 liner on that.
And what you've spoken about and relating to, that's right. And then straight after that, number 6, send the clip of Poplup, the dog, immediately after sending the website address. Because you said in the voice note, I'm going to send you a 3-minute overview. I'm going to send you a website to look at, and you must see what this is doing for animals. Guys, this is that 1 minute.
Who doesn't love Poplup?
Right. Exactly. And it's a 1-minute clip, and it just shows the before and after with Poplup the dog. Why do we send this? Because we're talking about skeptical human beings that kind of go, oh, this is placebo, it's mind over matter. You send this, and a person looks and they're going to go, oh my goodness, if this works on animals, works on dogs, it's going to work on humans as well. Guys, you know how many people you ask afterwards, why did you sign up with LifeWave? And they said Poplup.
Yeah.
And I go,
and we like,
what?
Everything we said, the deciding factor was the video on little Poplup. So that's also why we keep at it. The recipe works. So why change it or why try and reinvent the wheel? Just use what works.
All right. Then you say, now you've just sent that. Now you haven't put this in the voice note, but then give it about 10, 15 minutes. You can go, oh, and just quickly need to, by the way, I just need to send this 5-minute testimony for you to have a look at. Immediately after sending the dog testimony. Like when I say immediately, we're talking about, 10, 15 minutes going, oh, by the by, I want to quickly send this to you as well.
And this can also be any other testimony.
Correct.
Right? Whatever is relevant in the field, you might say, oh, I just scrolled in our group and this testimony on depression was shared. And then you can, so that's making it relevant as well.
Correct. So this is a very powerful testimony by Charlene. And, it doesn't matter what testimony you send, whatever you feel comfortable with. I send this testimony. Exactly what I'm showing you now is what we send to our landlord. Exactly to a T, exactly what I'm showing you now. And she's registered as a preferred customer. So it's following the step-by-step formula. You can change whatever testimony you want, but I'm just sharing with you guys exactly what we use. So they wait for a reply. Then once a person starts engaging, going, this is quite interesting, send me some more information. You then go to number 8, which is Dr. Harmon. And it's a 9-minute clip. I would say this is probably one of the most powerful clips. Number one, guys, because it says the word doctor in front of the person's name, they kind of go, hang on a second, let me have a look at this, because it carries credibility. And the way John explains it, it's just absolutely beautiful.
Really comes from the heart. He's sharing openly. It's not too technical, but it's also technical enough to bring the message across.
Correct. Okay, then number 9 is the 36-minute clip by David Schmidt. And this is while the person's engaging. David Schmidt, very important, but you can't send this 36-minute clip as the first clip. It's too much. You've got
They're not ready for it.
They're not ready for it. You've got to do bite-sized chunks. You've got to drip feed little bits of information, a 2-minute clip, a 3-minute clip, small clips. Then John Harmon, 9 minutes. Then once the person engaging, you say, now you've got to watch this clip by the CEO and founder of X39 and LifeWave, David Schmidt, where he explains this to healthcare professionals.
Yeah. And when I send this, I would say, I'm sure you can find a few minutes or a few extra minutes, I said 30 minutes, somewhere in this evening or over the weekend to have a look at it. So give them that thought. Oh, I'm sure I can bite off.
Correct.
30 minutes to watch this.
Yep. But then number 10 is send the testimonies only Telegram link. So, and you can say to the person, this is not a chat group. This is a testimony link that you're free to click and explore. There's over 1,000 testimonies grouped into 180 categories. You're more than welcome to have a look. And there the person can, like Lucinda says, do a deep dive, have a look. And a lot of times after I've sent this, that people are basically saying, how do I get involved? How do I get involved? All right, then number 11, which is very powerful, is arrange a meeting with your upline. Now, your upline is the person who introduced you to LifeWave. Now, the day that you sign a person up is you've now got a responsibility. You have a responsibility for the person that you signed up. So if a person says, oh, I really don't know what I'm doing, but you signed another person up, so you need to sort of get up to scratch. We've got the toolbox, we've got the tools, we've got the training, everything, because you now are responsible for another human being.
Yeah.
Now, the person might not know as much, but they know that just a little bit more than you. So they sort of like, you're going to call it the expert. So,
and that's okay. So they can always learn and they can always find it out. So don't feel like you need to know everything before you have to sign somebody up either.
Correct. So organize a 3-way call with your first working active upline. So you might have your upline saying, oh, I don't know what you're saying. I don't know. I'm still so new, only signed up 2 days ago. Then say, all right, well, let's talk to your upline. And then they're going to go, oh, I never thought about that.
Yeah.
So all you do is ask, well, the person that signed you up, who are they? And they'll go, oh, no, that's Sandy Feast. She's been in the business for over 2 years. Oh, let's get on to a call with Sandy.
And also know that everybody has an active working upline.
Correct.
Chris and I have been doing this for over 2.5 years. We have some strong leaders in our team and they are all connected to everybody below you. So it's just a question of, okay, it's not the next person. Let's check the next person higher up. Who's the strongest leader in there? And we can determine that for you. So just rest assured, there is somebody that can take that lead and support and help you wherever you are in the business.
Correct. So that's a 3-way call, very effective, or you can do a 3-way call with your first working upline. And if you live in the same area, have a coffee meeting with your first working active upline. If you can't get that right, then what you can then do is invite them to a Zoom presentation or invite them to a live presentation, or just have a home meeting at your house, which is exactly how we started 2.5 years ago. All right, then what you can then do is number 12, you can send a recording of a presentation. Now, you might be thinking, oh my goodness, what presentation do I send to people? Well, as you guys know, every week I'm putting the recordings of the presentations. You might have a favorite presenter that you've maybe watched and said, well, that was an amazing presentation. That's up to each individual. What you can do is, if you're not already subscribed, go onto the Team Triple Three YouTube channel. So there's the address if you don't have it. It's in the toolbox as well. https://youtube.com. And then all you do is you put / at LW Team 333. And then what you do is subscribe. It's free and you get notifications all the time. But then when you go there, just type in the playlist presentations and it'll have 2 years worth of presentations.
Yeah.
So you can choose what you want. Trainings are there, you name it.
There's
Very
so
good
many
resources
there. Also going through those trainings is very, very helpful. All the latest convention recordings are on there. So it's really a good resource.
Correct. And then so what you do is send a recording of a presentation. And then very shortly after that, this is also in the toolbox. And you can also get this off the groups as well. Send the PDF of the presentation immediately after sending the recording. Why do you do that? Because people can stop and look at it and they can see pictures. There's a saying that says a picture speaks 1,000 words. We're going to be doing a little bit of an update on the presentation. Hopefully it's going to be ready by Monday. There's going to be a few more bigger, nicer photos and doing a bit of a tweak at the end. I'm not going to let any cats out the bag tonight, but all I'm going to say is there's really exciting stuff coming up that people are going to really, really enjoy.
We've seen what happened in the field.
We'll just say we have been listening.
We're being proactive.
All right, then the second last one is number 14. Send a powerful testimony. Now you're probably thinking, Chris, are you going crazy? Have you, I think you need extra sleep. You've already covered send testimony. No, this is purposely by design. The reason being is earlier on in the step-by-step recipe, you're sending a testimony. Now you've sent some information. Then you send another testimony because, guys, we've all heard this saying before. Facts tell, stories sell. Yes, the technology is freaking amazing. It's awesome what this product is doing, the science behind it, how everything works. But for a brand new person, that's a lot of information to take in. People want to know, is it safe and does it work?
This is a real life story. When you listen to presentations or testimonies like this, it's like when I first heard Olga's story with Alex, and to this day, it's one of my testimonies that I share. I could feel that mother's heart. When you listen to Warren here, you know his pain. You can feel his suffering. You can see how this has changed his life. It's real life stories. And that is what people need to see and hear.
Yeah, no, 100%. Completely.
And that's what brings the message across.
That's right. Yeah. Guys. Okay. So I'll let a little bit of a cat out the bag when it comes to presentations. Every presentation that we're going to have Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, there's going to be a live testimony, a 4 minute or 3-4 minute testimony at the end of every presentation. That's why we're going to be closing it off. And we're going to be cutting the presentation off a little bit shorter. We're going to be ending it at the part where David Schmidt says we've got an incredible opportunity before us today. There's a place for everybody. You can either sign up as a wholesale customer. There's a business attached to it, straight into a testimony. And that's how the new presentation is, the format is going to run. And I can already see Freeman nodding his head. I think he knows what I'm talking about. Guys, it's going to be exciting next week. All right. Last thing, number 15 is follow up weekly. It can take 8 to 10 points of contact before a person engages. So just because there's no engagement doesn't mean that the person is not watching. And guys, I could talk from personal experience where I've sent information to people and I've gone through the whole step-by-step process, and it's like, I send the information, crickets, nothing. It's like I don't even exist. I'm thinking, oh my goodness, they obviously don't like what I'm sending. They're ghosting me. Oh, whatever. So I go through the process, and from time to time, I'll send our testimony or anything new that comes. And I got a message from a person about 6 weeks ago. They sent me a message that I sent information to in November last year. And she said, Chris, I'm so sorry for only getting back to you now. And I'm going, well, where have you been the last 8 months? Um, please, can you send me some information? I want to get involved. And I'm thinking, but this is like crazy. You didn't even reply to me at all. Guys, people get busy.
And the same as we said right in the beginning, look at how you were approached and what worked and what was the reason. The same for us when George approached you in the beginning. It took how many?
21
messages over a period of 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And also, George set it up. So eventually, when Chris said, send me more information, what did George say? Scroll up, because already he sent everything correctly. So that's also another way to look at it. For our personal experience, that's how long it took.
Oh, completely. And all I can say is I'm very grateful that George did the follow up. He didn't give up. So this is a picture that Lucinda found earlier and said, please, you've got to add this in. And I'm so glad I did.
Felt relevant.
Your network is your net worth. Your nurtured relationships are. Focus on people and the profit becomes the byproduct. You've heard us talk about this many times. I see everybody nodding their heads. Put people before profit and the money will follow. Don't think about the money. Focus on the person and everything will roll automatically as it should. And then finishing off with my favorite 4 points, you guys are going to go, here goes Chris again. But I've done a tweak. Be the light. Guys, all we've got to do is be the light. As Lucinda was saying, it's our social responsibility to share LifeWave with everybody that we know, because we don't realize the knock-on effect and the impact that we are having in other people's lives. It might not be that initial person, but how that knock-on effect happens. Do you realize we are saving people's lives?
You never know who that person knows or who needs it that they know.
So the 4 things, as usual, like I say, doing the name list, doing all the contacts, going through the comp plan, none of it means anything unless you've got, number 1, belief in the product. Number 2, belief in the company. Number 3, belief in yourself. And lastly, you have to have belief in the industry.
And also, so many times we've spoken to people and they realize that one of those ingredients are missing. As soon as they realize that, they know where they need to do some work and put some energy in. And as soon as that happens and all 4 things is in place, then they can go ahead with their recipe and build their beautiful chocolate cake.
And exactly, going back to your chocolate cake. So if you leave one of the ingredients out, it's going to flop. And if anybody like me, see Sandy nodding her head, I'm the naughty one that goes and opens the oven. And Lucinda goes, Chris, guys,
because you can smell it, right?
I'm impatient. Anybody that knows me, I'm quite a impatient person, and so I try and even get the cake out of the oven quicker, and then I end up messing it up. So, guys, it's a life lesson. Some things you can't hurry. Some things you have to wait, and you just got to be patient, and it takes the time that it tastes much sweeter as it's meant to. So we've got to think like a farmer. As Andrew talks about, any of you guys that haven't watched Andrew's training, he talks about the mindset of a farmer. And once you can start to get that into perspective, everything's just going to flow so much easier. So there we go, basically exactly on the hour. I'm so glad we got it within an hour. I really hope that everybody got something. With a show of hands, did you get something out of tonight's training? Put your hand up if you got something out of tonight's training.
Good.
Oh,
then we are so glad.
Man, that is amazing.
Our heart.
Oh, Thank you, guys. Thank you for that feedback. It really means a lot to us. This is our life. This is our passion. We're here to help. We're here to serve. And yeah, let's just change people's lives one patch at a time. So,
Yes, just quickly touching
yeah.
on, guys might have seen that Chris and I are doing a few added on trainings in Gauteng and then one stop in Cape Town over the next few weeks. This is just to once again pour into you guys, showing you how to go about to make this a success. We're going to touch a little bit on compensation plan. We were in South Africa for 4 weeks and we're like, what can we do? The team needs us. We want to give to you guys.
No, we're not home for a quick little break. We're here to work and then we're off again. So yeah, no, work us.
So Saturday is Bedford View. Then the 19th is Pretoria East. Then we're going to Cape Town on the 26th. And then the 2nd of August is Bryanston. So all the presentations for those days happen as normally. We don't want to disrupt anything. We're just tagging on afterwards. So if you are just coming for the training, please still do RSVP so we can make sure that we have enough seats in the room and availability. We do expect high numbers. And like I said, we just want to pour into you guys and share what we've learned. And we just thought that there will be value in live presentation. So awesome. And also just to come through, come say hi, come meet us.
You guys. We haven't seen you guys for a while. Yeah. So looking forward to it. Cannot wait. Fantastic. Thank you for that reminder. Pleasure. Okay, guys, enjoy your evening. And then I think Andrew's on for tomorrow night for the Friday night movie, if I'm not mistaken. Awesomeness. Okay, guys, enjoy your evening. Love you all. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Bye, guys.